I used to believe that shouting, or something dramatic like smashed dishes or a slammed door, were the signs of betrayal. Turns out, mine arrived via a single text message. At 11:42 p.m., I couldn't sleep on a Thursday, so I was by myself in our Fairfield Ridge condo's kitchen, drinking black coffee. Selena was supposed to be in Sedona with her alignment tribe for a wellness retreat. Yoga, smoothies, crystals, and other rituals. I'd learned not to ask questions, and when the screen lit up, I saw, "I've moved on, met someone new. Your belongings are in storage. Please don't contact me." A screenshot was attached. With it, a bank payment, $18,000 transferred from our joint savings account to her personal one. I just stared at it. Didn't argue. Didn't call. I just accepted it. Not because I didn't believe it, but because it was so her. So, Selena clean, cold, direct, detached. I set the phone down and took another sip. No mess, just numbers. Some people might have screamed, maybe called her back. But I didn't. I'm a forensic financial analyst. My job is to spot discrepancies, see what others miss, and leave emotion at the door. You don't get good at it by reacting, and truthfully, I'd seen this coming. The signs were all there. The long weekends away. Late-night phone calls that died the second I walked in. Designer clothes she never wore around me. I saw it all. It's what I do for a living. But I didn't confront her. Even when I knew. Because while she was planning her exit, I was quietly planning mine. She had no idea I'd set up a secure email account years ago. No idea about the legal and financial safety nets I'd built. She thought she was cleaning me out, waiting for me to mess up, access accounts I wasn't supposed to, but they weren't even in her name. I didn't say much, just replied with 2 words. Good luck. Then I called my brother Ree. She made her move. I responded with silence. After 2 rings, Ree just said, "You good?" And that was all we needed. Years ago, over beers at a cottage upstate, I'd told him what I'd do if Selena ever crossed the line. He helped. As I built financial firewalls, I also built emotional ones. Because the condo we shared, it felt like an Instagram set. Designer furniture, abstract art, white walls. Only one photo of us, our wedding portrait, still hung in the kitchen. We looked happy in that photo, but even then I remember thinking her smile was just a bit too posed. I met Selena at a university fundraiser. She was beautiful, funny, confident, magnetic. "I just want to live well," she said. Didn't care about numbers. I should have paid more attention. But I was fresh out of a short first marriage. Nearing 40, here was this radiant woman, full of plans and ideas. She wanted a health boutique. I had the money. I thought we were building a life. When she wanted a new place, I paid for it. When she forgot my birthday, she bought me a vacation house we never used. I said thank you. Wore the luxury watch she gave me the next day. Then spent that night refining the final draft of my backup plan. Over the years, I quietly protected myself. I created 2 LLCs with layered holding structures, moved assets into trusts, using my mother's maiden name, diversified into crypto, set up offshore accounts for clients, but added my name subtly, nothing illegal, just invisible. To her, she only saw what I let her see. Joint checking, retirement, a savings account, comfortable, normal. I knew who I married, and I didn't do this to trick her. I did it because one day I knew she'd prove why I needed to, and when that day came, I packed a bag, locked the condo, and left. I had plenty of options, but I drove through the snow to Ree's place, because I needed to be with someone who hadn't lied to me for years. As I drove, something surprising settled over me. Not anger, not heartbreak. Peace. For the first time in 15 years, I wasn't pretending. I wasn't the silent provider. I wasn't the boring husband she kept around for status. Selena thought she played her hand perfectly, but she forgot. This is a man who watches the game and refuses to lose. And now, dear listeners, before we continue, I've gathered 10 exclusive anonymous confessions from men who were betrayed, humiliated, disrespected, and came back with the coldest, most calculated revenge you've ever heard. Click the link in the description to access them. I know I might sound dull. People hear forensic financial analyst and their eyes glaze over. Money doesn't lie, but people do, I always say. My job? It's not just numbers. It's reading behavior. Selena thought I was just a spreadsheet, a walking pie chart. She'd joke about it at dinner parties. Everyone laughed. I smiled. I didn't mind being underestimated. But it's dangerous when someone mistakes consistency for weakness. The backup plan wasn't born out of paranoia. It was a necessity, because I saw the writing on the wall years before that final text came in. Love makes you stupid in quiet ways. In the beginning, she had dreams. I helped her build them. I leased her a studio downtown, helped her register her LLC, even hired a designer for her branding. She made strangers feel important. And I loved that, but success changed her. She needed me less, publicly. But I kept paying the bills. Over time, I became less of a partner, more of a quiet investor in a lifestyle I no longer belonged in. But I didn't argue. I watched, prepared. It started 6 years into our marriage. Friend asked her how it felt to be married to a finance guy. She laughed. As long as the money keeps flowing, I don't need to know what he does. They laughed. I didn't. That night, she fell asleep beside me, buried in overpriced pillows. And I opened my laptop. Step 1. Restructure income flow. Split consulting gigs between 2 shell LLCs, Nordic and Blue Harbor Advisory, each with its own EIN, registered in different states. Tiny businesses on paper, powerful vehicles in reality. I used my mother's maiden name for the discretionary trust, transferred retirement funds, investments, cleanly, legally. Selena never asked. She was obsessed with appearances, not structure. She once said, "Graham, if something ever happened to you, I wouldn't even know what we have." She smiled, and I didn't. There's a saying in my field, those who build the books always know where the fire exits are. By the time she sent that message, I'd already drawn every exit route, financial, emotional, maybe even physical. That $118,000 she spent? Not a trap. A test. The only money she could touch was the money I left out, and she failed. After I hung up with